Okay, so here's the thing. I have spent I don't even know how many years at this point telling you what to do for your cat. Do this, try this. This will change everything, and I mean every single word of it. But today we are flipping it completely around. Today is the 7 things you are doing right now today in your actual home that are slowly, quietly, without any drama or obvious signal, breaking the trust between you and your cat. And I want to say something before we get into this. Nobody on this list is a bad person. Nobody on this list is a bad cat parent. These are things that well-meaning, genuinely loving people do every single day because nobody told them what was actually happening on the other side of those moments. So consider this me telling you. Let's get into it. Number 7 on the things breaking your cat's trust, responding to their slow blink with a stare. Okay, so I know some of you are already going, really Jackson, a stare, that's on the list. Yes, that is on the list, and here is why. You know the slow blink. Most of you know the slow blink at this point. Your cat looks at you and does that long, heavy, deliberate eye close and you feel this warmth and you think, we are having a moment right now. This is connection. And then you stare at them. And in cat language, in the actual language that cats use with each other, what you just did is issue a challenge. Direct, sustained eye contact with no softening is confrontational. It is what happens between two cats in the seconds before something goes wrong. Your cat slow blinked at you, which is one of the most trusting things they can do, making themselves momentarily visually vulnerable in front of another creature. And you responded with the cat equivalent of, I see you and I am not backing down. Now Chester over there is not going to hiss at you. He is not going to run away. He is going to just quietly, internally, register that the signal he sent did not get the right answer back. And he is going to adjust his assessment of how fluent you are in his language accordingly. The mojo move here is simple. When your cat slow blinks at you, slow blink back. Let your eyelids go heavy and slow. Look away after. That exchange, that 3-second conversation tells your cat something their nervous system has been waiting to hear. You speak their language, you got the message, you sent one back. Do this every single day. Make it a ritual. Because the cat who gets slow blinks back is the cat who keeps offering them, and the cat who stops offering them has quietly decided the effort is not worth it. Do not be the person who made Chester decide the effort was not worth it. Number 6, picking them up whenever you feel like it. I know exactly what you're going to say. But Jackson, he loves it. He purrs when I hold him. And maybe Chester does love it. I'm not saying no cat loves being held. Some do, but here is what I need you to think about. Picking up your cat on your timeline because you walked past them and they looked cute and something in your brain said I need to hold that right now is a fundamentally different thing from your cat choosing to come to you. Here is the cat mojo principle that underlies everything I teach. Cats are about coming to you. That is the whole thing. That is the foundation. A cat who approaches you, who chooses contact, who initiates closeness, that cat is expressing something genuine and voluntary and meaningful. A cat who is picked up and held because you wanted to hold them is a cat who is tolerating something they did not choose. And here is the part most owners never think about. Every time you pick Chester up when he did not ask to be picked up, especially if you hold him past the moment he tried to leave, you make an entry in a file he is keeping on you. This person overrides my choices. This person does not respond when I say I am done. And over time that file changes the calculation on how much closeness he volunteers with you. The cat who is constantly grabbed is the cat who eventually stays just out of reach, not because he stopped loving you, because he learned that being within arm's length has unpredictable consequences. Let Chester come to you. It takes more patience than grabbing him. The thing you get at the end of that patience, a cat who chose you, who walked over and pressed against your leg because he wanted to, not because he had no option, is worth every second of the wait. Number 5, using the wrong voice for the wrong moments. Okay, this one is subtle and it is one of my favorites because when I explain it, people always go, oh, that is a very specific oh. Let me give you that moment. You have one voice that you use when you love Chester. Soft, high, slightly ridiculous. The voice you would never use in a meeting. The voice that makes Chester's ears swivel toward you from across the room. And you have another voice that you use when Chester does something you do not like. Sharper, lower, your name voice. The one that carries frustration in it even when you are trying to keep it neutral. Here is the problem. Both of those voices come out of the same face. And Chester, who cannot distinguish between the words Chester I love you and Chester don't do that, is distinguishing between everything else. The tone, the energy, the specific texture of what your voice feels like in his nervous system. And when those two voices blur together, when the name Chester starts carrying both the warmth and the frustration depending on the day, Chester stops being able to read what is coming. He hears his name and instead of ears forward and moving toward you, you start getting the sideways look, the hesitation, the wait and see. You want Chester's name to mean one thing and one thing only. Safe, good, I am glad you exist, keep that name clean. Use a different word, a sound, a cluck, a hey for the moments of redirection. Protect what his name means to him. Because the day Chester stops coming when you call him is the day his name stopped feeling like home. Number 4, laughing at things that frighten him. I want you to really sit with this one. You have seen the cucumber videos, the jump scare compilations, the cat in the Halloween costume looking miserable while the family laughs. Maybe you have even made one of these videos. And I genuinely understand the impulse, because cats startling is objectively funny looking. The physics of a cat jumping straight up are hilarious. But here is what is happening in Chester's body in that moment. His amygdala fired, his cortisol spiked, his heart rate doubled, his entire nervous system mobilized for a threat that his brain assessed as real, not exaggerated, not situationally funny, real, and his body responded accordingly. And then the humans in the room laughed. Chester does not understand laughter the way we do. He does not process it as warmth or delight or shared humor. He processes it as noise, as the sound the large animals in his home made immediately after he experienced genuine fear. And his brain, which is logging associations at all times, files that away. The home is a place where frightening things happen, and when the frightening things happen, the humans respond with loud sounds. Over time, a cat who lives in a home where they are regularly startled for entertainment becomes a cat who is never quite at ease, never quite settled, always running a slightly elevated threat assessment even in the quiet moments, because the quiet moments have been interrupted before. Chester's mojo, his ability to be a calm, confident, fully present cat in his own home, depends on that home being a place that has never betrayed him. Do not trade his mojo for content. Number 3, ignoring them when you come home. This one I see constantly, and I get it completely. You come through the door and you are carrying things and you are tired and your phone is buzzing and the last 12 hours have been a lot and Chester is there and you just walk past him. You will get to him, you will pet him in a minute, you will sit down and he can come to you. And Chester, who has been running a background process called "Where is my person" all day, who has been at the door or the window or the exact right spot where he knows you appear, gets walked past. Cats form what researchers call secure attachment bonds with their owners, the same category as the bond between an infant and a caregiver. And what that means in practice is that when you leave, Chester's nervous system registers your absence, not dramatically, not in crisis, just something important is not here right now. And when you come back, that something important is here again becomes the signal that allows his nervous system to fully relax. You are the resolution of a tension that has been running all day. When you walk past him, you are delaying that resolution, and he feels it. 3 seconds, that is the entire ask here. 3 seconds of acknowledgement when you walk through the door. Get low, slow blink, say his name in the good voice. Let him smell your hand, that is the whole thing. That 3-second moment tells Chester, I know you were waiting, I see you, I am back, we are okay. That is what he needed, that is all he needed. Do not make him wait for it. Number 2, punishing after the fact, every single time. Okay, so you guys know this one is coming because I talk about it constantly, and I will keep talking about it until every single cat owner on earth has heard it at least once. The punishment does not work, none of it works. And I don't just mean it does not work in the sense of being ineffective, I mean it actively does the opposite of what you want. The squirt bottle, the raised voice, the finger on the nose flick, the stern talking to you delivered 20 minutes after you discovered what Chester did, the picking up and putting in another room, all of it, every single one. Here is the thing about cat cognition that changes everything once you understand it. Cats can connect a consequence to an action within approximately 2 seconds of that action. After that window closes, it is closed. There is no connection to be made. There is only, this person just did something alarming and I do not know why. So when you come home to a knocked over plant and you scold Chester, Chester does not think, yes, I knocked that over, I understand this is the consequence. Chester thinks, this person walked in and immediately became frightening. That is the entire content of this moment for him. And what does that do to the relationship? It deposits fear, unpredictability, the association between your arrival and something bad, all of which erodes exactly the thing you are trying to build, a cat who is relaxed around you, who moves toward you, who trusts you completely. If you need to redirect a behavior, catch it in the moment, redirect immediately, reinforce an alternative. That is the whole system. Anything outside that 2-second window is not communication. It is just a person confusing their cat in a tone of voice that sounds like a threat. Chester deserves better, and so does your relationship with him. And number 1, the thing I feel most strongly about on this entire list. Number 1, never fully learning how to read what your cat is telling you. I want to be clear about what I mean here, because this is not about being a perfect cat owner. Nobody is a perfect cat owner. I am not a perfect cat owner. This is about something more specific and more important than perfection. Your cat is communicating with you constantly, not occasionally, not when they feel like it, constantly. Every position of their tail, every angle of their ears, every choice they make about where to sit, who to approach, when to leave, when to stay, every slow blink, every turn back, every time they show you their belly, and every time they groom you, and every time they bring you something and drop it at your feet. All of it is language, all of it is real, all of it means something. And the gap between what they are saying and what most owners hear is where all the missed moments live. The apology that got punished, the trust offer that got ignored, the distress signal that got mistaken for personality, the love that got lost in translation. Learning your cat's language is not complicated. It does not require a degree or a certification or years of study. It requires attention. Consistent, daily, genuine attention to the creature in front of you, watching how they move, noticing what changes, paying paying attention to the moments just before the bite, the moments just before the withdrawal, the moments just before they decide to stay. Chester has been trying to tell you who he is since the day he arrived, what he needs, what makes him feel safe, what he wants from you specifically, what he is offering when he offers it. The question has never been whether Chester is communicating. The question is whether you have been listening. Start listening, because everything you want from this relationship, the cat who comes when you sit down, who slow blinks from across the room, who presses against your leg for no reason other than wanting to be near you, all of it is available. All of it is possible. It just requires you to stop speaking your language at your cat and start learning theirs. That is the whole mojo right there. Learn the language. Chester already knows his side of it. That is your 7, that is the list. Drop a comment telling me which one hit you, which one made you go oh, which one was yours. Because I read every single one, every time. That is not something I say for engagement. I actually read them. And if there is something you think should have been on this list, tell me. Because you know your cat better than anyone else does. And I am here to learn from you as much as you are here to learn from me. Until next time, all light, all love, all mojo to use.